Can you talk about hostile situations?
Hostile situations, yes. So when you find yourself in a challenging situation, first, it should not become a surprise to you. It should not be a surprise. Before you ever speak, you should think about what is the environment going to be like. So it shouldn't surprise you that there might be some challenges in the room. When there are hostile situations that arise, you have to acknowledge it. So if somebody says, "That's a ridiculous idea, why did you come up with that?" To simply say, "So the idea I came up with was," right? Acknowledge the emotion. I recommend not naming the emotion, okay? So you sound really angry. The person says, "I'm not angry, I'm frustrated." Now we're arguing over their mental state, right? Emotional state. So I say something like, "I hear you have a lot of passion on this issue," or "I hear there's great concern from you." So you acknowledge the emotion, because otherwise it sits in the room. And then reframe or respond the way that makes sense. So if somebody raises their hand and says, "Your product is ridiculously priced. Why do you charge so much?" I might say, "I hear great concern. And what you're really asking about is the value of our product." And I would give my value proposition, and then I would come back and say, "And because of the value we provide, we believe it's priced fairly." So you answer the question about price, but you reframe it in a way that you feel more comfortable answering it. So the way to do this is to practice all the skills we just talked about. The only skill that I'm adding to this is the awareness in advance that you might be in that situation. First, I have to truly listen to what I'm hearing, right? It's very easy for me when I hear a challenging question to get all defensive and not hear what the person's asking. I see it as an opportunity to reframe and explain, okay? So again, you have to practice, but that's how I think you address it. Are there other questions? I see a question back here. Yes, please.
Yes, first of all, thank you very much. Great presentation.
Thank you.
For a lot of the speaking I do, I have remote audiences, so audiences distributed all over the country with telecom. Any tips for those kinds of audiences?
So when you are speaking in a situation where not everybody is co-located, okay? In fact, right at this very moment, there are people watching this presentation remotely. What you need to do is be mindful of it. Second, try to include engagement techniques where the audience actually has to do something. So physical participation is what we did here through the games. You can ask your audience to imagine something. Imagine what it would be like if, when we try to achieve a goal. Rather than saying, "Here's the goal we're trying to achieve," say, "Imagine what it would be like if." See what that does to you. It pulls you in. I can take polling questions. Most of the technology that you're referring to has some kind of polling feature. You can open up some kind of wiki or Google Doc or some collaborative tool where people can be doing things and you can be monitoring that while you're presenting. So I might take some breaks. I talk for 10, 15 minutes and say, "Okay, let's apply this and let's go into this Google Doc I've created," and I see what people are doing. So it's about variety and it's about engagement. Those are the ways that you really connect to people who are remote from you. Other questions? Who you're pointing? Oh, I've got to look for where the mic is. Yes, please.
This may be similar to the first question,
Sure.
but I do a lot of expert witness testimony. What's your recommendation for handling cross-examination?